What is going on, sports world? This is Nunzi, and thank you for tuning in to the Angry Hacks podcast. Boys, a lot to talk about today. With me today is Michael Hall and Stan the Man. Stan, how you doing today, brother?
A little under the weather. Bear with me with the voice, but doing okay. Celtics have won 6 in a row, so I'm happy.
Got to be happy about that. Mike, how we doing?
Yes, we're doing pretty good tonight. Pretty good.
Well, World Series has just ended yesterday. And after just about one of the best World Series, I would say, ever, in Houston today, it was just elation, excitement. And then about 3 o'clock happens and shit just hits the fan. Star rookie quarterback Deshaun Watson of the Houston Texans in practice tears his ACL. Holy cow. So Houston's all the way up after last night. And then after the dust settles, 3 o'clock comes and they're all the way at the bottom. What do you think about that, Mike?
I'm sure there's plenty of Astros plus Texan fans, and they couldn't even have like 24 hours to fucking celebrate. It's like, what a blow. I mean, this kid was on his way to having one of the best rookie seasons ever at the quarterback position, and these injuries, man. You know. We saw it a couple years ago with Bridgewater. Well, no one actually saw the play because apparently that one was so gruesome that guys on the field still can't talk about it to this day. But these practice injuries, non-contact, I don't know if there's a research or a group of white coat doctors that can figure out what the hell is going on. But this is it's officially out of control.
It is out of control, man. And let's leave that one for when we talk some football, because I think that's a huge topic that I'm glad you kind of brought that up and brought it to the surface of the podcast, because it's important to talk about. But Rye, what a World Series, man. And that game yesterday, Game 7, just started out with a freaking bang. What do you think, man?
Well, it did start out with a bang. Series was fantastic. Darvish just looked like he was pussyfooting around out there. He's just throwing like, he wasn't. I mean, Smoltz said it best. He wasn't attacking these hitters, but the Astros got some runs on the board early, and the Dodgers were just fighting back after like one batter, and they couldn't come back. And I was hoping for some late fireworks like we've had in every other game.
Mm-hmm.
And it just never happened. But you know what? As a whole, this was a great World Series. I loved it being like a neutral fan and not really being beat up about what happened.
Yeah.
After the fact. It's the end of baseball season, and I'm excited for the pitchers and catchers.
Oh, you gotta be, man. And Mike, we talk about the Astros winning that last night and then just losing one of their better franchise players ever. Just imagine if the Astros lost last night.
Oh. Kick them while they're down.
But you know what? They didn't. They're champions for the first time in their history. George Springer, man, you can't say enough about this guy. Dude, after Game 1 where he struck out 4 times, he comes back and hits a home run in 4 straight games. And he is the MVP.
Yeah, quite the performance. I mean, there's only 2 other guys to hit home runs in 4 straight World Series games. Couple of guys I've never heard of, Reggie Jackson and Lou Gehrig. But he's the first one to do it in the same World Series. Gehrig and Jackson, it took 2 World Series to string those games together. So, yeah, Springer's unbelievable. After not hitting against the Yankees at all, you shut that guy down.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, but, you can't keep a guy who's that talented down for that long. And you know what? All the credit to the Astros. top to bottom. I mean, just as complete a team as you can get. But the Dodgers, bad job. A couple different spots. First of all, if you know that Clayton Kershaw is in your back pocket and you know that he's going to get into the game at some point, why not just fucking start him?
Oh my God, I'm glad you brought that up, dude.
Why? I mean, listen, okay, devil's advocate right away. Yu Darvish was brought in to be an ace. Okay. So when he's the hired gun on the staff, he was supposed to be that last arm to get you over the hump. And here's your hump. Game 7, he's on regular rest. How do you not throw him? I understand that. But it's Clayton Kershaw. And you can bring Darvish, like, start Kershaw, get whatever you can out of him, and then worry about piecing the rest of the game together. And listen, Roberts isn't the first guy to do that. We see it a lot. You have your ace, Game 7, all hands on deck. Well, if you're so quick to go to him, why didn't he just start the game?
Yep.
Well, I know that he didn't want to bring him in mid-inning, and so not only did you not start Kershaw, you wasted Morrow as well by letting him only pitch to one batter.
One batter.
That you had him up, and you want to bring the guy in if he's up, I guess. But just everything just seems so strange about it. Like after the first inning, you kind of knew Darvish didn't have it, but I know it was weird. Weird things happened in that first inning, so I guess you can't put all the blame on Darvish.
Yeah.
I think that was that Bellinger error, right? No, was it Bellinger?
Yes.
Yeah, the Bellinger. Yeah. Remember, you had the
him covering first, Darvish covering
Springer.
first. Right.
Springer led off with the double, and then Bregman hit the ball to the right side that Bellinger threw away.
Yeah, that was right away.
So yeah, Darvish, he didn't look super sharp in the first, but it kind of looked like he had things kind of under control. He wasn't getting knocked around. But yeah, you know, the second inning, every single pitch, it just looked worse and worse. I mean, he was throwing just spinning sliders, just cement mixers right down the middle, and
at 70 miles an hour too.
Oh, and the pitch to Springer that he hit for the home run, 3-2 fastball, just right down the middle. I mean, I texted you, Darvish couldn't have walked up to the plate and put it more down the middle. He couldn't have placed it any more directly in the crosshairs of the middle of the strike zone. It was terrible.
Yeah, it was a BP fastball right down the middle to a professional baseball hitter.
Yeah, he murdered the baseball. So,
but you said it too, Mike. I mean, he was spinning those sliders in the zone when he was getting them in the zone, and it was ripe for the picking.
Yeah, the Springer double when he let off the game was just a horrible hanging slider.
It was a freaking. Yeah.
And the worst part, he doubled up. I mean, it was a slider the pitch before. So if you're going to double up on a breaking ball, you guys know the second one's got to be better, not 10 times worse.
Yeah. Now, he was helicoptering them up there, and they just feasted. To be honest with you, right from the start, that first batter, Springer up, I felt it. I felt that Darvish did not have it.
Yeah.
I just felt he didn't have it just watching the pitches, man, and just the location was it was fat. It was too fat for these hitters, man. And he got a few good calls on the outside corner. And Ryan, we were texting about this. Those were not strikes. So, I mean, if you see that you're getting those calls, man, you got to try and live out there. He just couldn't hit his spots.
No, and every time he went outside, it was the same type of, breaking ball that he just tried to get there. Like, he was like, I'm just going to throw this outside. It was almost like, I hope that the umpire calls it a strike because I don't have it. Like, he knew that he didn't have it. I don't think he ever threw his plus fastball. He never had a chance to breathe in the game. Yep. Never. And I think that he never got settled. He was just jittery. Game 7 of the World Series, and I honestly think that, like, the bright lights got to Darvish a little bit last night.
Yeah. It could have, man. I mean, game 7, you don't know what's going through these guys' heads. I mean, they could look all calm and collected on the outside, but you don't know what's going on inside.
And
And
listen, go ahead, no, sorry.
no, and I was just gonna say, and I mean, and it really tells like who can really stand for the pressure and rise up in a game 7 and just freaking, block out the noise and just freaking get after it.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, look, how about let's talk about kind of crumbling under the pressure. How about a lot of the Dodgers hitters?
Mm.
I mean, pretty much all series. I mean, these guys had their moments, but never a consistent threat. Bellinger, Turner,
Bellinger was awful.
He broke Judge's record.
Yep.
I mean, more games, but at least Judge doesn't have the record anymore. But let's talk. I mean, McCullers, I think, was feeling a little bit too. I mean, he hit what 67 guys.
I think it was 4, but it felt like 67.
I mean, listen, he was obviously much sharper than Darvish. He had strikeout pitches working. Obviously had his breaking ball, but he was losing his fastball, and he kept hitting guys. But the Dodgers had the leadoff guy on base like the first 4 or 5 innings.
Yeah.
Well, they left like 10 or 11 men on base.
A lot, way too many chances. So the Astros came to hit and the Dodgers didn't.
Well, in those first couple innings, I think, Mike, you said that it wasn't their night. I can't remember who it was, hit it on the screws with men on base, and it was right at a guy. And
the double play to Correa, who hit
That's
that.
right. It was the double plays, first and second, 1 out, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he hit that on the screws, but it was right at him. So they had some threats in the first few innings. They just couldn't put it together. And then after that, they had nothing, man.
Chris Taylor hit that ball, I believe.
Yes, it was Chris Taylor.
Yeah, that ball was just hit the cover off it right to Correa, and Forsythe gets double up. Forsythe didn't even have time to see what the hell was going on. It was hit so hard.
And Rye, I think you mentioned this last night at about 12 o'clock when the game was pretty much about over, but you mentioned the job Charlie Morton did.
Well, yeah, this is also credit to AJ Hinch. You talk about Dave Roberts. He had Kershaw in his back pocket. Why not keep him in your front pocket and then let the game breathe? What AJ Hinch did is he brings in a guy, Charlie Morton, who hasn't made a bullpen appearance since like 2008. And he brings him in and he leaves him in. He was like, you know what? I'm going with the guy that's giving me good innings, and I'm not taking him out. Mm-hmm. And it's not a great job because it's what you should do, but a lot of managers wouldn't have done that. So I have to give AJ Hinch some credit there. But this is 2 games in a row that Charlie Morton has pitched games that he's pitched unbelievable in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he actually let up a run in this game, but he was so locked into every other, basically almost every batter, you forget that he let up a run. He let up the only run, but it didn't matter. He still looked good doing it.
Yeah, Hinch managed well, man. He did that with Peacock earlier in the series. Remember, he just left Brad Peacock in there to close the game. Got a 3-inning save. I mean, it's just that kind of managing makes me smile. You know what I mean? It's just you just feel the situation, and you can just look, and you trust your eye, you trust your gut, and more times than not, you're going to be right.
Yeah, he did a really nice job, and that game 7 of the ALCS too, where he just stacked Morton and McCullers. Another great job right there.
Yep.
I mean, it was like those two were kind of like his like, I don't know, duo right there. He knew he was going to package those guys into a game and see what he was going to get out of them, because you guys saw this Houston bullpen was kind of their low point or their crutch on this team. And to do that a couple of times, to bring in a starter for a few innings, like he did also with Peacock, like you mentioned, Rye, that was a really nice job, man. That's a really nice job. And he trusted those guys, and they did a fantastic job coming out of the bullpen, being starters. It's tough to do that.
And then you hear, I love at the end of these World Series when you hear all the feel-good stories about the players involved. And, right away, it starts with Carlos Correa proposing to his girlfriend.
Yeah, I saw that.
I told my wife about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, so this guy, on the game, the Astros shortstop proposed to his girlfriend, and she's kind of half paying attention. And she said no. And he's like, what? And I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. I just didn't think you were listening, but apparently she was because she heard me. But happy for Carlos Correa. That's an awesome moment. I mean, I don't know if we've ever seen that in pro sports. I was thinking about it at the time. I know it's happened in college. I don't know if it's ever happened in the pros. And then I heard about Evan Gaddis. I forgot this, but 10 years ago, he was like a janitor.
Oh, yeah. He was borderline homeless.
Yeah, I remember. I forgot. I heard about it then, but I forgot about that. And I watched, he's crying after the game, hugging. And I just love stuff like that. I wanted the Dodgers to win, but I love the Astros team deserved it. They were freaking great.
They went out and won it, man.
They did. This guy, Georgie Springer, man. To hit, my brother texted me like Connecticut. I'm like, I don't care.
You beat me to it. I was just going to ask you where he went to school.
And I'm like,
Huskies.
Don't even. Like, just top to bottom, this lineup hit.
They did, man. They did, and they did it all year too.
I also love, and I know this has happened over like the last many years. Like you see the opposing teams, the team like the Astros home ballpark was like filled with fans. I love that stuff. Like
I do too.
You're cheering with your buddies, with your partners in crime. The guys that you'd be sitting to if the game was there. I love it. I think that's great.
Yeah, dude. It's basically like it's being at like a just like gigantic bar with fans that root with you, because you're watching it on the screen.
Yeah, and this is one of those. The city, I know Dave was talking about how the Yankees couldn't win in 01, and that was awful. If there was ever a time I was rooting for the Yankees, it was then too. But after what happened to Houston, this is a great feel-good story for that city, and they needed it after this Deshaun Watson thing today.
They did need it, and it was just incredible. Great World Series. Both teams played great, and guys, I mean, I don't think you can object to this. Both teams will be around this excitement, and they will be in the playoffs next year, barring any injury. You have to say that.
It might be a World Series next year.
It very well could be. It very well could be. I wouldn't be surprised.
That the Vegas line for the next year's World Series matchup would be that or Dodgers Indians, just because they love the Indians. But I'm gonna say that of odds, I think you might get like 8-1 odds that that's the World Series matchup, and that's not good odds.
Right. Exactly.
No, I don't think so either. But hey, like you said, Rye, baseball's over. It was a very good season. Obviously not for us, but I mean, Mike, you enjoyed, and you even said the last time that you enjoyed this season, and the Yankees did some great things. Exceeded your expectations a little bit, which was nice. It's always nice to see your team exceed expectations. But I'm excited, Ryan, and I know you're excited because it's over and we can turn the page and think positively again, right?
Yeah, man. And then we have our newest addition of Dave Island as the Mets pitching coach.
Yeah, another one where I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, I know who he is, and Mike, you definitely know he was pitching coach for the Yankees for a few years. I don't know, Mike. Can you tell us anything about him?
Not really, but I'll be honest. He's a pitching coach, So, I wouldn't go crazy about it either way,
Does he make less mound visits than these guys did in the World Series?
Oh. I hope so. That Houston guy. Holy crap.
Was that the worst part of the World Series this year?
Who is that pitching coach from Houston? That old guy with the glasses.
I forget the name, but for me, that was the worst part of the World Series this year. That and the bad home plate umpiring.
Yeah. If that's the worst, I mean, that's good. That's okay. But it was just too many visits, man. It's just the game is slow as it is, and we know that. But this just was like, oh, Jesus Christ, man. What are we doing? How many times are you going to say? You're probably saying the same shit, too.
Right. Well, the one game I went to freaking bed at like 1:40, and the game ended at 1:40. And then I'm like, oh, like last night, 7, it's over. I can finally start going to sleep at a relatively good time. And then the Celtics are on national TV tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, so I can't go to bed.
You nutcase. You're a nutcase. Well, baseball's in the books, as they like to say. It was a fun season to watch. If you were watching the playoffs, it was good playoffs. But football's back, boys, for both of our teams. Both are looking bleak, so that bye week was nice to just get away from our teams, watch some football without wanting to kill ourselves or whatever. But it's back, and the Giants got a tough game, obviously, against the Rams, who, again, guys, that was another one of my picks. They're 5-2. What?
If they were playing the Cleveland Browns, it would be a tough game.
I know it will. But to be honest with you, dude, a couple of days ago, okay, I'm looking at this game, and I kind of forgot who the Giants played this week. So I had to look. I said, oh, crap, who the hell did they play? Forgot. They've been off a week. The teams sucked. Let me take a look. I see, oh, okay, it's the Rams. All right. So I see that, and I'm kind of thinking to myself, I'm like, you know what? They may have a shot here. I don't know why. I think they're home, so they may have a shot here. I don't know why I thought that. And then they crush my dreams a little bit more and make some more headlines as they suspended their top cornerback, Janoris Jenkins, for not returning back to the team in time after the bye week. I mean, Jesus Christ. Let me go out on this little rant right now. Yep. I mean, to just pile it on this freaking team, man, this is what it is right here, okay? They're doing this because this is the second person who did this, second cornerback who's done this, and they're suspending. It's because they don't want to play for Ben McAdoo. They're doing everything in their power to make him look like a piece of shit. And I don't even know what to say about it. This is how I'm feeling. I feel like this is what they're doing. They're piling it on him, making him look awful. They're making him look awful. They don't want to play for him. I have that feeling in my mind. And he says he hasn't lost the team. Are you kidding me? Yes, you have. You have lost the team. When guys are not giving a shit about blatantly violating team rules. Don't give me that he didn't know what time to come back. These guys are programmed. They know when to come back to this team. He did this on purpose. He's making McAdoo look like a piece of shit and making him look like he can't handle this team, which he can't. He's lost everybody. He's lost them all. I'm sorry. I don't mean to get a little crazy here, but he's lost them.
No,
somebody please argue that with me, because I don't think you can.
Well, my one thing, I was going to ask you, when you heard about it, what was your initial feeling? And you kind of told me right there. But my initial response was, in my mind, was McAdoo's lost the team. I mean, he really has. Like, if it happens once with DRC, it happens once. Like, I could see that happening. But the fact that it's happening again with me, no, it might not be McAdoo. It's just that's my feeling. That's where I thought it. That's what I thought it was. And then, he says that he hasn't lost the team. Well, he can't say that he has. So I understand him defending himself there, because he can't say I lost the team. He can't say it, because that's grounds for firing immediately. Now, I think he has. Looks not only bad for him, this just looks bad for these players too. I understand that if he's doing this on purpose to say something about McAdoo, that's not the way to go about it.
Of course not. Of course not. And I'm not going to sit here and back Janoris Jenkins, because what he did was just dumb. It's absolutely dumb. You don't do that. You not only do you make McAdoo look bad, you make this organization look terrible. And that's the most important part to me.
Right. And then, an organization that just lost a big family member this week, too. One of the Tishes passed away, I think, this week, or one of the Maras. So.
Yes, it was.
Amara, right?
I believe it was. Yeah, I heard about it really slightly, so I think it was Amara.
This is just stuff like that. The Tishes and the Maras, and I bring that up with that name on purpose because this is one of those franchises that for not putting up with stuff like this. So this happening twice in what is it? 3 weeks or 2 weeks? It must be three. Twice in 3 weeks.
I think it was week 6 when DRC did it. It was right before week 6.
Yeah, so twice in a few weeks, and it's just bullshit. Like, and these guys are like supposedly supposed to be our leaders, like some of our veterans. These are vets. These aren't rookies. Like you said, he knows when to come back. He's known since high school football. This isn't, Eagle time. 15 minutes ahead of time. If you're on time, you're late.
Yeah. These guys know. Dude. And after all of this shit this week, to hear that, all I can think about is this team has become a damn circus. It has become the New York Mets organization. It has. This year, at least.
No, I know. And then I got the Jets on tonight, who are, normally like the circus and the football. But, I look at the Jets and I'm like, damn, is this team actually good? Almost every game they've played this year, except for one.
They're better than we thought. Absolutely.
And we've taken the headlines from them, the bad headlines, I'm saying. And people would say, bad headlines are still good headlines. That's bullshit. This is bad. This does not look good. And it's pissing me off. And I can't really yell about it because my freaking throat is killing me.
I hear you.
I could really lose my shit on this for a little while.
And it's really pathetic, Rye, that we have to week in and week out just absolutely lose our shit about this team. Last week doing the podcast was refreshing because we didn't have to yell about our team.
I know. The freaking bye week was fantastic.
Oh, my God. So, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was going to say one other thing about it.
Go, please.
You said coming into this week, you were like, you know what? I kind of like this game. I know where you're coming from, before this whole Jenkins thing. I know where you're coming from. You're coming off a bye week. So anytime you're coming off a bye, you should feel a little bit better than any other time.
Well, so are they, I think. They're coming off a bye as well.
But I'm not worried necessarily about them. I'm worried about us, and we needed
the
right mindset. And I thought we would get there, and then this guy doesn't show up back to the team on time, and that throws things, a wrench in things. But we had Shepard coming back, which takes a lot of pressure off of, these other crappy receivers and Eli and Ingram only pass catching threat out there.
Yep.
Eli actually has a chance to spread the ball a little. This is a team that you can run on. And I just I think the matchup was okay. I think that the Giants defense will play their asses off because this is Spags' old team that he was fired from, and I just thought they'd have his back here. But then Jenkins not showing up makes me freaking forget all that crap.
I totally agree with you. You made some good points there on how they really need to play this game to win. And it's funny, they're coming off the bye and everything, and we're historically pretty good coming off a bye as well. I don't know what the record is, but we're usually pretty solid and pretty fresh coming off a bye. But if you remember when DRC did the same thing and they suspended him, they actually won the next game. So maybe that's a little bit of a good omen right there. We know this Rams defense is built on that defensive front four right there with Aaron Donald, probably one of the better defensive linemen in the whole game. But you can run against them a little bit. You can run against them a little bit. My thing is, and you touched on it, run the ball effectively. We got to protect Eli. our offensive line, after we bashed them a couple of games, they had two games in a row where they played pretty well, and then they were back to being kind of shitty, taking stupid penalties. If they can protect them a little bit against that tough front four, that's a win right there in itself. If they keep Eli off his back, that's a win right there. And Rye, I know this. I know you are on board with this too. Can we get a goddamn freaking consistent pass rush? Holy cow! I don't even know if Vernon's playing this week. I don't even know. I haven't even looked at the injury report. But can we get a damn consistent pass rush? This is what our team is supposedly built on. Is this defensive four as well? And they've just been too inconsistent. Vernon's been out a couple of weeks, which doesn't help, obviously. So they get the opposing offensive linemen have gotten to double team JPP, which obviously you would do that. But can we get a consistent pass rush? Is that too much to ask? I mean, I don't know. And also, let's get some turnovers. I don't know.
Yo, speaking of turnovers, just interesting stat I heard this week. It's not about the Giants, but quickly. The Oakland Raiders, or whatever they are, Las Vegas, Oakland.
Still Oakland.
8 weeks this year, they have not gotten an interception.
That's terrible.
Wait. They have 0 on the season?
0.
Well, we had 0 for a while too.
No, I know. That's what makes me think of it. I was like, oh my God, at least we have one of those now.
Listen, all in all, I'm going into this game with no expectations here because I know that this team is out of it already. I just want us to play better and stay out of the damn media headlines negatively. Holy shit. Can they do that for the rest of the season? Probably not.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. But hey, let's see what happens. I'm definitely not taking this game at all. Just to let you guys know. But let's hope for a giant win. It'll be nice to see that. Mike, the Packers play the Lions Monday night, right? Is that correct?
Monday night.
Little division game.
Under the lights. Yeah, it's a big one. I mean, we talked about the schedule. We were kind of figuring out if Rodgers were to come back, how many winnable games do they really have with Brett Hundley? And Lions this week, Bears next week, and then, you bring in the Ravens, and then you go to Pittsburgh. So, listen, division games are obviously always important. But, obviously a big test for Hundley. Weird spot because you got to see him. He comes in against Minnesota. We saw what we saw. We saw some good. We saw some bad. And then we saw that, let's see what a full week of practice does. And we didn't really get to see much because they didn't really ask him to do anything. So now we have a bye week. And now, what do we see now? I mean, you really, really hope that McCarthy starts to trust this kid to at least fall on his face. But we have to try to push the pace here and make it as similar, make this look like as close to the Packers offense as we can. I know he's not Aaron Rodgers. We all understand that. But this is a kid who's been in the offense for 3 years now. He knows all these plays. And you can't run them as well as Rodgers, but we need to try to make this look like a Packers team. I mean, take 4 guys: Nelson, Cobb, Adams, Martellus Bennett. Those 4 guys combined 9 touches of the football last week.
Jeez.
Think about that.
Jeez.
That's horrible. Now, listen, we have this kind of newfound running game, which is foreign to us, but we're riding it as we should. This kid Jones is really good. Montgomery's getting healthier. That's all well and good. But teams are going to make Brett Hundley beat them. The Lions are going to make Brett Hundley outscore Matt Stafford. So, let's start from the gun and try to do it as early as we can. I mean, we have to push the envelope fast. Now, the good news is, it's another home game, which helps. Stafford always struggles against the Packers. And that's not Brett Hundley. I mean, that's the Packers defense. And Stafford always finds a way to kind of lose it. Now, is that because he's always kind of thinking to himself, "Oh Jesus, I gotta be perfect. I gotta be Aaron Rodgers." Because if that's the thought, then that obviously changes a lot. But the biggest good news of this whole situation is the rest of the team is really starting to get healthy. You may see the starting offensive line for the first time all fucking year Monday night. We were 4 out of 5 last week. We were just missing Lane Taylor, our left guard. He got back on the practice field today. I don't have a very good injury report because today was the first day of practice instead of doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday because they're playing Monday night. But Morgan Burnett got back on the field. That is massively, massively huge. I mean, he is the captain of our defense. Clinton Dix can't play like Clinton Dix when he's given the responsibility that Burnett has, and that's what happened. Clinton Dix, he was in charge of getting guys lined up because that's Burnett's job, and you could see him a step slow, thinking too much, and that's understandable. So give it back to Burnett. Let him lead the defense. Obviously, his play speaks for itself also. He's that important. So the defense getting healthy, offensive line getting healthy. So, there's some good things here. So it's just it just comes down to Brett Hundley and what Mike McCarthy asked him to do and how well he does it. So, obviously Monday night prime time, everybody be watching, but I like I always do, I expect them to be ready and I expect them to play well, Hundley included.
So, I mean, how you feeling on this game? You feel like they can win this game? Is this a winnable game?
Yeah, because I don't think the Lions are very good.
I agree with you. This is in Detroit, or is it in Green Bay?
No, it's in Green Bay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And the Lions just aren't that good. So, Darius Slay is a very good quarterback, but other than that, their secondary is always shaky. A couple pass rushers, but no running game to speak of. Abdullah's so-so. They don't really try to run the ball much. You know what you're going to get?
No, they're going to chuck it downfield.
Right, and listen, and Stafford doesn't really throw it downfield all that much. I mean, ever since Calvin Johnson retired and this Jim Bob Cooter offense,
he throws it a lot though.
It's a Patriots offense. It's a lot of short to medium routes. So it's going to stress our linebackers. And I think we're going to play a lot of man coverage, which we never do, but I think that would help. But absolutely a winnable game, and I think we will win.
Good. Yeah, that would be nice, man. That would be nice. Let's hope both our teams win. How about that? How about we go with that? I think, guys, we were looking at some of the games this week, and again, I mean, nothing really to sniff at, right? I mean, nothing really like, holy shit, I got to be tuned into this game.
This has been an issue,
Yeah.
and I know that can't really prevent it from happening, I guess, because the schedule's made so far ahead of time. But this is another week where there's maybe one good game on the docket. And it's at 4:00 this week, and it's Kansas City, Dallas.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at too.
And I mean, do you have another game? Does anyone?
Well, I mean, Seattle, Washington, maybe. I like to see Washington lose. I hate Seattle. I really do. But I like to see Washington lose. But I don't know. Is that going to be competitive? I don't know. There's some rough games. San Francisco, Arizona. Oh,
that's
Cincinnati, brutal. Jacksonville. Oh,
Indy, Houston now is pretty brutal.
Oh, it's really brutal, dude.
Would have been fun to watch that one, but no.
Well, I got a couple interesting ones. I mean, I think the NFC South is all good because they're all playing each other. Bucks at Saints.
Mm-hmm.
But the Saints are kind of everyone's pick right now to kind of take a hold of that division. Let's see how they play. The Panthers look really. I think the Panthers are starting to look really, really good. Luke Kuechly, when Luke Kuechly's on the field, they are 3,000 times better.
Way better.
All right, they were beating the Eagles until he went out, and now they haven't been the same team since. He gets back on the field.
Would you say that it's tough on defense for a player to make that much of an impact? Would you say that he is a defensive player that makes the most impact on a team if he's there or not there?
Kuechly?
Yeah.
Well,
like out of any defensive player in the league for their team.
The proof is in the pudding, right? I mean, when he's not there, they suck.
That's what. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It's true. He's that good. So so they get Atlanta at home. So we'll see if Carolina. I think the NFC South. You'll know a lot more just after this week.
Yeah, good call.
And then there was one more.
Denver, Philly. That could have been good, but Denver just. I don't know what happened to them.
But even with Simeon, their offense is so bad.
They ran into the Giants. Ever since the Giant game, they've just gone downhill.
Yeah. Broncos D just can't do it all.
We rubbed off.
No, they can't. And now they got Osweiler this week. Oh my God.
They're going to the East Coast. I don't know. Chiefs Cowboys.
Philly 8-1.
Chiefs Cowboys is, I guess.
That's the one I'm tuning into. Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. Obviously, with no Elliott, what the Cowboys can do. But the Chiefs defense has been so bad.
I know.
They've been so bad.
Bad, dude.
Well, how about we talk about missing one play on defense? How about Eric Berry?
Yeah. Good call.
Actually, we said it here on the podcast, if you remember. I know I did. One of you also did. But we said that loss would be a lot bigger than people think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We did. We said that early on, and then I said maybe not Rye, because that was when I was picking them to do well, and then all of a sudden they get that 5-0 start, and it doesn't look like it does make a difference because their defense wasn't playing well, but their offense was starting to pick it up, and now all of a sudden it's starting. I think it's starting to come to them because now Alex Smith, he's cooled off a little bit because he was on a really, really big hot streak with throwing the ball. Going for 300 yards. He never does that. He's just more of a game manager.
He was the favorite in Vegas. He was the favorite in Vegas at one time this year for MVP.
He was lighting it up, man. And now this offense is coming down to earth a little bit. I think their focus is on Kareem Hunt to shut him down, and he finally didn't break 100 yards last week. So I don't know. I think this team is now a little bit in trouble. And this is a tough game in Dallas too. In Dallas.
Good news for the. Go ahead, Ray.
No, I was just saying this is a good one.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are in a little bit of trouble, but I think they're okay because the rest of the division sucks now. Right now,
that was supposed to be one of the better ones.
Right. The Raiders. The Raiders are the weirdest team in the league right now.
Pretty weird.
If they can't go into Miami Sunday night and win, like say they lose to Miami, I mean, holy shit.
Oh God. You just got blown out by Baltimore.
Right. And the Broncos, we talked about them, and the Chargers are, the Chargers are the fucking Chargers. They're just, they can't get out.
Guys, I'm sitting here laughing right now. I'm laughing to myself because I'm kind of looking at the schedule this week. And Rye, you said each week we look at the schedule and we're really hard pressed to find good, solid matchups and good games because when they came out with the schedule, they figured certain teams were going to be good. I mean, it's just rough because I think the Denver Philly game could have been good. Baltimore, Tennessee, because all of us had Tennessee up there, man. And they don't look that good. That could have been a good game. I mean, like you said, Mike, you picked Miami, and they suck. And we picked Oakland to do well. They don't look good. It's just I'm laughing because the schedule's been so bad. But I don't know. It's oh God, it's funny. I'm looking at it. It's really funny.
I don't know who's good and who's bad.
That's why I'm trying. I can't figure this out.
Like I said before, the Jets right now look better than
You love the Jets, dude.
Well, they just, coming into the year, they win 2 games.
I know. They're which team in the NFL has has shown us what we thought they were going to be this year. Which team?
Well,
The-
listen,
All right.
the Patriots.
Maybe the
The
Browns.
Patriots are 6-2. I know they're they haven't done it in the totally normal Patriot way, but they're 6-2.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. The Browns, because I didn't think they were going to win a game, and they're
And the
not.
The 49ers, I guess. We expected them to be bad.
Right. So it's the bad teams.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying though, guys? Like usually I feel like every year we're able to kind of pinpoint at this point in the season, we can look at a team and be like, yeah, this is what I expected out of this team. It's tough to find some teams. Don't you agree?
Yeah. Coming into the year, I mean, most people would have thought that the Atlanta Falcons would be a very good team.
Okay.
That Arthur Blank coming onto the field before the end of the game is just the bad karma gods raining down on the Atlanta Falcons.
I know.
Because they are not good anymore. And I
No.
think, part of the reason is their play calling now. Do you guys know who it is? It's not Shanahan anymore. It's freaking Steve Sarkisian.
Yeah, Steve Sarkisian. I forgot.
At USC. And let me tell you, when I was living out in Cali, this was a huge deal. He was like hammered every day. And drunk. And did at board meetings would gave a speech hammered. And this guy represents their school, and now this guy, I'm all for second chances. And maybe he has cleaned his act up together. I don't even know, but why was he just given the keys to the castle here?
Let's have a little fun, guys, because now this is kind of interesting to me. I'm gonna name some teams, and we're gonna say yes or no if we expected this team to be what they are right now. Okay, Buffalo.
Kind of.
I mean, they're 5-2.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
I didn't think they were gonna be this good.
No, the 5-2 is really good. No.
Okay, ready? Jets. No. I thought they were gonna be worse, much worse. Okay, here we go. I'm just going down this schedule right now. Baltimore.
Kinda.
Thought they'd be a tad better.
Yeah, that one's Tennessee.
Thought they'd be better.
No, thought they would have been better too. New Orleans. Kind of a so-so.
About right, I guess.
Okay, about right. Tampa Bay.
Better.
No.
Yeah, I'm going with no because I thought they would have been better too.
Yeah.
The Rams.
No.
I didn't think they were going to be this good. I think I said 8-8, right? That they would win, or 9-7, maybe 9-7. I said.
Yeah.
Here we go. This one's easy. Giants.
No, everyone saw this coming.
Philly.
No.
Nope.
Not
Nope.
good.
Denver.
No.
Nope. Atlanta, like you just said. Nope.
Nope. Hell no.
Carolina.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Close.
Jacksonville. I still can't figure it out.
Yeah.
No.
Who knows?
I don't know. Like 1 week they look really good and 1 week they look really bad. So I don't. That's a weird team. Cincinnati.
I guess.
They suck, but I thought they'd be.
I would
better.
say this one's on point, kind of.
Close.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
Indy.
Well,
Right. I thought they'd be worse. Scott Tolzien was the quarterback.
Yeah.
It's
And how
true.
about Luck ruled out for the rest of the season. You see that?
What did I tell you guys? Did I not say that in the beginning of the year? I
Well,
did.
yeah.
You did.
I really did. Houston.
Well,
Well,
They've-
as of now, let's not even say that he got injured.
Well, no.
Let's just.
We didn't even know he was the starting quarterback week 1.
Right.
So,
I'm going no. I didn't think they were going to be better. I didn't think they were going to be this good. And it sucks because from now on, this team's not going to be great.
I think they're right.
But who the hell's going to win that division? Who the hell knows?
Yeah.
San Fran, we said yes, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Arizona.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Thought to be a
I
little.
can go with that. I thought they would be a titch better. I mean, we didn't know David Johnson was going to be out for pretty much the year. Washington.
Yeah.
Maybe a little better.
Seattle.
Well,
Yeah.
they're playing a lot better now, so they're probably about where I'd expect.
Right. I thought they'd be around this time too. Kansas City, I would go no.
Yeah, they're kind of laboring now.
Yeah, they are. And I'm nervous for this team. Dallas.
They're right where I thought they'd be.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
right
me
where
too.
I thought they'd be.
Me too. Miami.
Good, but not like last year. Miami, no, I thought they'd be better. Obviously, I did.
I thought they'd be better than what this is. It's
Me
awful.
too. Me too. They look terrible. Oakland, no.
Way off.
Yep.
Detroit.
Kind of where I thought they'd be.
No, I thought they'd be a little better.
I thought they'd be a little better too, to be honest with you. Packers.
Well, I mean, 4-3. No, definitely not.
Definitely better, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Chicago. I'm going no because I thought they would have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Me
Their
too.
defense is pretty good.
You know what? They've been in every game.
Yeah.
Except for when Mike Glennon would turn it over like 16 times like he did in 2 games.
Fucking giraffe neck.
Whatever it was. Yeah.
They won a game 2 weeks ago where Mitchell Trubisky threw 7 passes and only completed 4 of them. This is the NFL.
It's ridiculous.
They
Cleveland,
won
I
that
think.
football game.
Cleveland, I think we can say yes, all of us. They're pretty bad.
Oh yeah.
Um,
How about their trade? Can we talk about that real quick? Or
Go-
their non-trade? You guys hear about that?
Yeah, for AJ McCarron.
Yeah. They didn't like phone it into the league.
Very funny.
Now
In time, right?
Now what I read after this was there's no way even the Browns have professional people like they know how to make a trade. So someone was saying if they really wanted to make that trade, it would have gotten done. Like it's not like they just bailed at the last second or something, but
Right.
I don't know why they would have taken it that far. It's just such a Browns story. It's so funny.
This is like in the draft where the team ahead of you lets the clock run out and doesn't make a pick, and everyone scrambles up to the podium.
Right.
Typical Browns. And by the way, Josh Gordon was reinstated.
Yeah. He's not eligible till like the end of the month.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just silly. But anyway, let's move on. Minnesota.
Around here.
I guess
Sounds about right?
Yeah.
New England. I thought they would look better. Their record's 6-2, but I thought they would look
in a roundabout kind of way. I think they're 6-2. It's
yeah.
Should they be 8-0? Probably they're the Patriots, but close.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they've been playing well.
Yeah, they have been playing well.
In spite of Ben sometimes.
And last but not least, the Chargers.
The Chargers going Charger, man.
You know what?
They just can't get out of their own way ever.
No.
They're a pretty good football team.
Yeah, they're good enough to almost win every single week.
They have some of the worst, more demoralizing losses, I think, dude.
They're in every game. They can compete with everybody, but they can't beat anybody.
and I feel like this has been going on for years.
I'm not ready to write them off yet, though. I'm not.
You don't have to with this division.
Exactly. That's what's crazy about the NFL.
So, we went down every team, guys. It's interesting because we were kind of confused on so many of them. It's been a weird year, and we've said this many times. It's been a very, very weird year. I don't know. It's so funny. I just laugh at it. But you know what? I don't care. It's football. I love football. I enjoy watching it. So, oh well. And I watch it. I watch a lot of it now, even when my team sucks, for the fantasy implications. So let's move on to some FanDuel values. What do we got? Anybody got a QB for me? Because I got none.
None.
I have 2.
2 Qs?
One I really like. They're both the same price. One, I guess we can call a cash play. I think his floor is a lot higher. And one we'll call a tournament play. with probably be a low-owned guy with a high ceiling. So first is going to be my old friend Cam Newton.
Ooh.
He's only $7,600. Home against the Falcons. I mean, if you think the Panthers are, ready to really play well, Newton's had some big games this year. I think he's gonna have a nice day against the Falcons. My other guy, a little riskier, but you never know. I mean, it's against the Giants. It's Goff. Same price, 7,600. With you guys mentioned that when Rogers Cromartie was suspended, they won the next week. Janoris Jenkins is a lot better than Rogers Cromartie. Not to take anything away from DRC, but Janoris Jenkins is a top flight corner, and he ain't playing.
Well, Mike, DRC will not be playing on the outside still. I think they're going to put Ross Cockrell out there.
Right. Yeah, I would expect that too.
Oh, God.
But, this could be a game, we have no idea what Giant team's going to show up.
Yep.
So, it's a risky play, but it could pay off at that price point. So they're both 7,600, but Newton and Goff, that's the guys.
Not bad. I'm going to give you guys two running backs because we both didn't have a quarterback, but I'm going to go with my old friend AP, Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Had an awful game last game, but he plays the 49ers. Yeah. I mean, come on. Team sucks. So I think after a bye week, I think he's fresh. He's ready to go. They're gonna feed him the ball because Carson Palmer's out for the year. So they're gonna have to run the ball a little bit. He's 6,800. Why not? Why not take a little bit of a flyer on him? I don't know. And you know my bias towards him. I like him.
And hey, here's a stat for you might like. Since he's been on the Cardinals, he's got the highest percentage of his team's carries of any back in the league. Like 73% of the carries are his. And
so they're going to give him the ball.
Right.
And, 100%. They got like Jack Skeleton out there. I mean, Rex Skelton. I mean, there's no way.
Jack Skellington.
There's no way they're throwing, 3-5. To EP all day. I hate the bastard, but you know what? It's a good, smart little call by you right there.
I don't know. I'm just feeling. I feel like he can have a good play, and it's not even that I like him too. I like his value there. My other guy is kind of interesting. It's Alex Collins of the Baltimore Ravens.
Ooh, yeah,
sits at 5,900. He just ran the ball over 100 yards last week. They like him as the best running back there. They keep giving it to him. Maybe they up his touches to maybe hits the 20 mark. I think he was at 15. He lives around 12 to 15 carries. So maybe they give it to him 20 times. And at 5,900, why the hell not? Maybe he scores one.
They should give him the ball that much.
I'm so happy you said that, Mike. They really should. Because what else is that freaking team doing?
Well, listen to this stat. I got another stat for you. I'm full of them
Mike,
today.
Pumping the stats out.
And I may be a little wrong on this one. I'm trying to remember it. The Ravens had like 15 plays this year of 20-plus yards. That's it, 15. He's got 5 of them.
Yeah.
Give him the ball.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So those are my two running backs. Rye, you got any running backs for us?
You know what? I didn't write any down, but it's one that Mike's liked the last few weeks. I forget his price. I think it's 6,600, and it's Kamara from New Orleans.
Still low.
Yeah, it's still low. It's almost like it's not like Deshaun Watson where they kept low forever, and then finally this week they put him up to 9,600, and now he's out. But like he's still a little undervalued. I think he should be more at like 72.
Yeah, I believe he should be in the 7,000s right there. Yeah, definitely. He's still low. Good pick right there. Is that your only guy you got at running back?
Yeah, my only running back.
Mike, you got any RBs?
Yeah, I got 2 real quick. The muscle hamster, Dougie Morton.
Ooh,
6,700. He's like sneakily been playing pretty well. Yeah, they kind of been leaning on him with Winston a little banged up. Tough matchup. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I like the matchup. I was thinking of the wrong team. Sorry. I was getting the NFC South all mixed up. No, Bucks are at the Saints, so you like the matchup there, 6,700. And then
Yes.
my other guy at 6,100 is Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, I love that, Mike. I love that.
I mean, I feel like this kid's been he's ready to break out. I don't know why.
Yeah, he's been caged too long.
You know, he still leads running backs in receptions, anyone in the league. So, you know, you get half PPR and Fanduel.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, you know, I think he's ready to explode. And I think even if he has like 12 points, I mean, you're getting pretty good value at 6,100.
Well, I'm happy you mentioned him, Mike. I just want to piggyback off of that.
Piggy.
I love the McCaffrey play. He's on my full long season teams. I like him this week. They got rid of Benjamin. Helps him. I know people are going to look at Funchess.
Funny.
But Funyuns. But I think I would be more in tune to like McCaffrey this week, and I'm just going to give you my tight end pick for the week. It's Ed Dixon at 49.
He's cheap.
So
Eddie Dix.
Yeah, he's cheap. I think everyone's going to go. I think Funchess is going to be like crazy amount owned this week.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be like
he will
55%, and I think you can get McCaffrey at like in the 20% at range, and then I think Dixon will be under 10% owned.
Yeah, well, now on the dark side here, the offense can just sputter and then they all suck. Who the hell knows? But I feel you there, and I actually wrote down Funchess just because of that reason, that he's the number one guy now, and he's really cheap too. He's 6,100, and even before they traded Benjamin, he was a nice play in a couple of weeks. And Rye, you picked him on a good week too. He was one of your good value picks that kind of, hit pay dirt for some people.
Yeah,
so I kind of like.
Yeah, Cam clearly likes him more than Benjamin.
Yeah.
This is why the team traded Benjamin.
Yeah, so I think I still think he's a good play, and I'm going to give you my other wide receiver that I had, Paul Richardson of Seattle.
Oh, I almost wrote him down. It's a good one.
Yeah, 5,800 guys, 5,800. Big game last week against the Texans. 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards, targeted, I think 6+ times. I think it was like 7 targets or something like that. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. He's one of those big play guys. So, and Russell Wilson has been playing out of his mind lately. I have him in year-long fantasy on one of my teams. So I like Paul Richardson at 58, boys.
Yeah, I like that one too. I got 2 receivers. Definitely tournament plays because the floor could be down in the basement, but you could get crazy value. Start with if you like Goff, then I think you got to like Cooper Kupp. Cooper Solo Cup, 6,000. Pops the lid off with a touchdown, get instant, very good value. And then at 4,800, Marquise Goodwin on the Niners.
Whoa.
I know, you can't love the situation at all. But against Arizona, who hasn't been that good, Garcon's out. So, why the hell not? I mean,
who the hell is their other receivers?
Right. It's a good question. I don't know.
If he's number one, does he get Peterson, though, lined up with him?
I don't know what Arizona's going to do. I mean, they may just not, Peterson may just stay on one side of the field because they say they have nobody.
Wait,
right.
Peterson play last week. Is he playing this week?
Yeah.
Well, they were on a bye, right?
Well, 2 weeks ago, yeah, he didn't play. I meant he didn't play their last game.
Oh, that's right. He didn't play.
I'm pretty sure he's playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting thought, but, 4,800. I mean, plug him in and have a ton of money elsewhere and see what you get. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like that one. Go ahead, Rob.
I got one receiver. It's on the value side as well. I don't know how much I like him this week, but at 5,900, you have to take a look at Sterling Shepard.
Mm-hmm.
Eli's going to get a guy back that he feels confident in throwing the football to. It's not just Evan Ingram out there now. It's going to be Ingram and Shepard out there, and at the very least, I expect him to at least get targets. Now, if he can make something happen with those targets, we'll see. But he's going to get targets this week, and he's very low. This is a guy at 5,900 that was the same price when Odell and Marshall were on the team. Now with them off the field, his value could really be in the high 7,000s if you think about it, or the low 7,000s anyway. So I like Shepard at 59. That's really all I got for you.
Well, I like that pick now because, like you said, he was that price when the other guys were there. After this injury, they keep him here, but if he starts performing, he'll be in the 7,000s. So it's a good pick this week because, like you said, if he's going to get the targets and he does something with those targets and gives you, 15, 16 fantasy points, I think that hits right there.
Yeah.
That's a good pick. You mentioned the Dixon tight end. I didn't have any other tight ends that were of good value, to be honest with you. So I kind of just left it blank. I'm not going to give anybody any bad advice here. Is there any tight ends you guys have?
How about Vernon Davis, 5,400. Probably no Jordan Reed. And Seattle, don't be afraid of Seattle's defense. I mean, it's not the same defense, and Vernon Davis can go crazy there. I like that pick a lot, actually.
I got one more. It's the guy I've been riding for 3 weeks. Garoppolo just got to the 49ers. He's not going to play this week. It's still going to be the college connection of whatever the guy's name is at quarterback. If you want me to say it, I can make something up on the spot, like Bethel.
You know how to say the tight end's name.
Kittle. And that's the one. I forget what he's priced, but it's been around 4,600. He might be a little higher right now, but I like Kittle as well. He owes me one. So if not,
there it is.
He owes me one. This will be my third week in a row if I take him again.
He's indebted to you.
Yeah.
Right. You are infamous. I love this about you. You're infamous for taking a guy a few times until he gets you something.
Yeah. That's staying the man's baseball strategy right there.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it.
If a guy's 0 for 20, he's bound to get, like, next year, first game of the year, I'm taking Josh Reddick. I mean, he's been so bad.
I love it, dude. I love it.
Sterling Castro too, for the hell of it.
Sure.
All right, guys. This may sound a little funny. So I was looking at the defenses, and it's really tough to find value in a defense because the prices are so close together. So right. I went a little crazy. I would try to, if you want to save some money here, that's what value is about anyway. One of these two defenses, take one. Maybe one hits. They're not good right now. They may have bad matchups, but I don't know. At 4,100, the New York Giants, I mean, they have the potential. They have the potential. Give us something. Okay? If they give us 12 points, it's a win. And how about this one? You ready for this one? No Deshaun Watson. Colts. How about the Colts at 4,000?
Cheapest defense.
The cheapest defense. Listen, Tom Savage.
Might as well be Dan Savage.
Tom Savage
blows my sack.
Tom Ace. Listen, I wrote them down too. My two favorite defenses are the most expensive one and the cheapest one. Like the Colts are the cheapest one, and the Jaguars. You gotta love. I mean, yeah, they get 5,400, which is about as pricey as it gets for defense. But I mean, you could definitely build a team around them. But yeah, I mean, have fun. I mean, I like that Colts pick a lot. Why not?
Why the hell not? Right? I'm gonna throw them in a couple of cash games. I don't even know. Maybe I'll throw them in a tourney game. Who knows?
Yeah, they're a big tourney play. I think
that's a nice tourney play right there. I mean, who the hell knows? Defense is weird, dude. It's a weird position to pick in fantasy. It really is, because you can get a team that just like look at a team like, I mean, we know that Denver's been so bad offensively, but who thinks to pick the Chargers the week they play him? And what do? Shut them out, 21-0. I mean, it's shit like that. I love it. It's funny. You just gotta. It's great to try to hit on your defenses when they're a defense that you wouldn't think would do anything. You know.
Oh yeah.
I like both those, Rye.
Yeah. Go ahead. Any other defenses we got?
I don't have a kicker either, but I'm just going to tell you this about
Oh,
kicking.
God.
Doesn't matter.
I don't have a guy, but after watching this guy Butker kick for the Chiefs, I think like you almost have to think about putting him into your lineup every week.
Butker.
He's indoors this week, so he fits my criteria.
Yeah.
Is he cheap?
He's probably the most expensive. I honestly don't know.
I'm going to look because you know my strategy. I start at the bottom, and whoever is the cheapest kicker who's kicking either indoors or in Denver, that's my kicker.
Yeah,
I
like
love it.
I don't care who the hell it is. I don't care what team they're on. It's just it keeps it very simple, and it works, half the time.
works half the time. You get that price on him or no?
I'm pulling it up right now here. Let's say kickers. Budker. What's his name? Budker?
Butker.
Butker. He is the second most expensive kicker at $5,200.
Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Butker.
That's a hot play right there.
Greg the Leg is the highest this week.
We gave you value picks at tight end and wide receiver that were cheaper than that.
Yeah, no
That's
value
right.
picks at kicker. Spend the money on the kicker, folks. Stan the Man says Butker. Has to be Butker.
Butker. Just because his name, too.
You have to build your team around the kicker this week.
Well, guys, it's that time. Here we go.
Hey, do we have standings, current standings for our picks? Anybody?
Who's been taking those standings? Well, it hasn't been me.
Up to date?
I had them, but last week I didn't write them. But for next week, I'll have you the full standings.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that.
All right. So, we already told you on the last pod how we did last week. So why don't we go with the guy that had the roughest week? Let's start him up. Michael Hall, right?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I was 0-15 last week.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, first one. You know what? Let's get this one out of the way first. I feel like we should have music in the background for this.
I know, we really should. We'll work on that one.
All right. So anyway.
Right, we're not watching Mary Poppins.
Chim Chimmery Chiru. All right. Lead off with the Packers. I'm touching the money. Stop singing over there. Plus 2.5. And here's my thinking. It's kind of what I said before. I just don't think the Lions are that good. And I think that Stafford will just throw us the ball at the end of the game. That's it. And the Packers, win by 4 or something. So Packers plus 2.5. Let's see. Where do we want to go? I'm going to take the Colts. I mean, this line opened at, I think, minus 13 for Houston. And obviously, after today's news, that changed a bunch. Came down to plus 7 for the Colts.
Yep.
We were just talking about their defense for fantasy purposes, So remember, Houston defense, no Watt, no Merciless. This team is just ravaged by injuries. So, it's a tough spot for them to win by more than a touchdown. So I just had the Colts with the points. And I'm finally picking a blowout this year. I've stayed away from the big favorites. Not like it's huge, but I think Philly's going to blow Denver's doors off. Laying 7.5. Broncos short week coming across the country with fucking Brock Osweiler. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, how much does the Broncos defense have to do to keep this game in single digits? Just single digits. It's a tall ask. I think Philly wins by fucking 20. So Pack plus 2.5, Colts plus 7, and Eagles fly minus 7.5.
Wow. All right, Ryan, you want to go or you want me to go?
I'll go. I got a similar one to Michael. I got one the same way. Green Bay plus 2.5. I just like them coming off the bye week. This is a game they need. I feel like this is one of those games you need to win while Rodgers is out. This is one of those games that's going to keep them afloat, and they're going to get it. They're going to win this game. They're not just going to cover; they're going to win outright. There's plus 2.5. Now we talked about this one a little bit earlier. Now, if they don't win this game, that's just very sad. So I'm taking the Oakland Raiders -3 against the Miami Dolphins for no other reason than the Dolphins suck big rhino dick. All right. And then I'm going opposite of what you guys kind of said earlier, just because I think that the NFL has been so crazy, and I'm betting the line here. I'm going Tampa Bay +6.5 against the Saints. I expect this game to be high scoring, and I expect it to be close. I don't know if I think they have a chance to win the game. I wouldn't necessarily bet on that, but I would definitely bet on the +6.5.
Well, I'll lead off with that one, I guess, Rye, because that was a game I had, but I went the other way. I'm going with New Orleans at home -6.5. I know Tampa Bay ran into a tough defense in Carolina, albeit they were at home. And Winston, I think, is hurt. I know he's hurt, but I think he's more hurt than you think. And it's to his throwing shoulder. I just think at home, somebody's got to take this damn division, guys. I like you said, Mike, that's the most intriguing division right now. Mm-hmm. I think New Orleans at home, Drew Brees going to come out there, start slinging the ball around. Alvin Kamara, Ingram's going to hold on to the football. -6.5 New Orleans Saints. I got another big one. I have Seattle -7 at home against Washington. More of a I don't like Washington. I want them to lose every game kind of pick.
Die.
But Seattle just had a very, very emotional win. That was probably one of the best games of the year against Houston. And Russell Wilson is just taking this team on his back and just rolling with it. And I think he continues to roll at home, Mike, with the fake noise and such.
Phony bullshit.
Exactly. But I think they're going to win -7. And I'm going to do it, guys. I'm going to do it. They got to get back on track. My boys from KC, I'm taking them +1. Taking them. No Ezekiel Elliott. I think that hurts Dallas tremendously. I know Dallas is home, but Casey's got to get back on track at some point. I think they're too good of a team not to, and they are coached very well, although I don't like Walrus Face. He's a good coach, though. So New Orleans -6.5, Seattle -7, and KC +1. And I got Dave's picks here. Dave's going with Arizona -2.5, Carolina +1, and Rye Oakland -3.
Okay.
Not bad, boys. Not bad.
All right.
I guess we'll have to see, though.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I mean, guys, now that baseball's over, it's one thing to cross off talking about for a little while. Don't worry, viewers. We will be back with some baseball and a couple of pods because we need to discuss the off season and the comings and goings of baseball. But football is in the thick of things now. We got a few more weeks left. We'll see what happens in these coming weeks. As we said, this football season has been just absolutely wacky and bonkers. And I don't know about you guys, but I just don't know what to think about it right now. Like, I don't know what to think of this season. Like, if you were to put one word in, yeah, I know, just keep watching. It's still fun. I'm not saying that. It's a wacky season. It's a wacky season. But, we got fantasy too. So that keeps us entertained and keeps us into football no matter how our team is doing. And then I know Stan the Man is going to want to talk some more basketball. We're going to leave that on the back burner tonight. And Michael, I know we want to talk a little hockey too. We'll talk a little hockey in a couple pods. How are the Rangers doing, by the way? Have you looked? It was 1-1 in the third with Tampa.
Yeah, it's the last I saw.
Last you saw.
Of course, they beat Vegas to buy Vigneault a few more games.
Are you kidding me, right? It was 4-2, and then all of a sudden they scored four goals in the third period. Is amazing.
They very predictably come back and win the game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But, yeah, we'll be back soon, guys. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend of sports and football. College is coming down to the wire, too. Maybe I want to talk a little bit about that. I know you guys aren't into it as much.
Ryan.
Yes.
One thing, too, did you hear about Rafael Nadal finishing the year at world number 1?
I did. I
mean, I would love it if it would have been Federer, but just the fact that either one of these guys is back to number 1 is amazing.
It's amazing. It's been some season for the aging vets, huh?
It really has.
It really has, and I'm excited. I'm excited for tennis season in a couple months. We don't have to really get too crazy now, but it is exciting. I see Federer has been pulling out of a couple of those, low-level tournaments, which makes sense at his age, because I know he wants to prep for the big slams during the year.
Good move.
So, yeah, any rest he can get is fine. It's fine by me, because I'd like to see him win one more.
Oh, it'd be great. I just had to give Nadal a little shout out. Good for him.
Good for him. Not a big fan of him, but good for him. Good for him. Good for him. Anything else, guys, to add before we sign off to our beautiful viewers?
Well, I mean,
some last words.
Something to look forward to in the upcoming pods. The Yankees still don't have a manager. Not like I was expecting to have one yet, but they are reportedly interviewing 25 people. The list is 25 people long, and maybe on the next podcast, I'm going to tell you why that makes me want to blow my fucking lid. Pisses me off. We'll save that for next time.
Rye, last words?
Nope, I'll leave it with what Mike just said. Blow my fucking lid off. I love it.
Love it. Got to leave it at that. Please, guys, check us out on all our social platforms. Please, please, please. YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud. Check us out. Subscribe. Download some episodes. I download my own episodes. I do. I download them. I listen to them on the way to work. It's a good listen if you want to hear some sports from different angles. And you know what? Tweet us too. Tweet us at The Angry Hacks. We'll answer you right away. We'll retweet some things. Sometimes we put some funny pictures or stuff that we talk about on the pods. So hit us up on any platform that is of the social variety. And we'll see you guys soon. But enjoy your weekend of college and pro football, as well as some hockey and basketball. So enjoy the weekend, guys, and have a good one.